Good morning, all. So I think students are still joining in, so we will start in the next 5 minutes. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Uh,
sir.
yeah, I'll start. So, good morning, everyone. Wish you a very happy Diwali and a warm welcome to today's workshop on KCCS Indo-Japanese Language Orientation by Mr. Karunanidhi, founder and chairman of KC Consulting Services. Mr. Karunanidhi has over 14 years of experience in teaching Japanese for corporates, colleges, and individuals. He has been in Japan for the past 6 years, having Japanese business level with N2 level. Because of his proficiency in Japanese language, he has been a project leader, bridge manager, business head, and Japan business director in previous companies. He has total 23 years of experience and owning the training company KC Consulting Services, and he has worked in the US for 3 years, 1 year in the UK, and 6 years in Japan. To name a few of his clients: Sony, Panasonic, Nissan, AIG Japan, MetLife Japan, Aflac, Nomura, Hitachi, and so on. His profile demanded that he has a complete understanding of the Japan industry requirements and of the Japanese customers. He has worked with Indo-Japan market segment for 15 years from 2004 in the IT segments. He has addressed and motivated about 40,000 students for awareness program in Indo-Japan cultural training and conducted for more than 10,000 employees in corporates. As a part of CSR activity, he has trained 50 physically challenged and semi-orphan girls in Japanese. We are grateful to Mr. Karunanidhi for being available to us in spite of his busy schedule and to impart guidance and direction to our students as they gear up to face the industry with an added advantage of Japanese language. Without wasting much of time, on behalf of ICERT, I welcome Mr. Karunanidhi and ask him to take over. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Um, uh,
My pleasure, sir.
Warm welcome to all of you. Yes, am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay. Yeah, warm welcome to all of you. Very happy Diwali to all of you. And we are on the occasion of the celebration mode. And sorry to put you all into the education mode in the middle of this celebration mode. And a very warm welcome once again to all of you. And my sincere and heartfelt thanks to the organizers, ICERT and Rajarajeshwari group of institutions, and all the veterans who are behind this initiative to bring a lot of young, powerful, energetic minds to know about something which is very new to all of you. And as Sir was explaining about my introduction, just to narrate and give you the briefing, I was part of HCL Technologies for almost 18 years. Prior to that, I was with IBM Global Services for a couple of years. And after that, I was with the Hitachi Global for a couple of years. So having said that, I have covered the Japan, America, and India as part of my portfolio experiences, worked in this geography along with India. So it is always Japan, America, and India is a sign of a J, which means it's a victory. Great. Today, you're all coming here with an expectation of what is happening between India and Japan. What's going on between the career opportunities for the Japanese companies in India? What are all the opportunities to go to Japan? And what kind of a visa processes are available to go to Japan? And what are the kind of scholarships for the students to go to Japan for higher education, etc., etc. So this is an intention with all of us today here. And after having spent almost 23 years in the corporate sector, I stepped down and then I started my own Indo-Japan consulting company called KC Consulting Services, which is predominantly into the service areas such as number one, in the education sector. Number two, we are in the employment sector, recruitment, hiring, placements, fulfillment, all this. And then we are into a very totally a new area. We are collaborated with Indo-Japan United Nations award-winning organic farming methodology. Today, I much talked about the farming area, how to do farming successfully, how to do farming profitably. So we collaborated with the United Nations award-winning methodology, which is adapted by a group called Japan Organic Farming Association in Japan, which is following the JAS standards, Japan Agriculture Standards. And also a bit about doing a homework and also establishing the platform for import and export of various products between these two countries, India and Japan. So if any of you are keen and interested to become an entrepreneur at the global level, connecting between India and Japan and the rest of the world, you're also most welcome. Okay, right. So let us start with what is this Indo-Japan? Sir, is it possible to display that PowerPoint presentation shared by Mr. Satish? Is there, do you have that PowerPoint presentation? Yes, sir. Thank you. Can you go to the, yes. So today we are talking about the Indo-Japan seminar and workshop to understand all about what we discussed. Right. The moment when I talk about Japan, what comes in the mind of all of you? There are a lot of people thinking about various things. If you are a very positive person, you will think a lot of positive things, such as number one, Japanese are very hardworking people. Because of that, the country which was completely devastated in the Second World War is becoming number 2 economy in the world. Completely devastated in the Second World War. Become very powerful hub of automotive hub for the entire world. It becomes a powerful country for the electronic manufacturers like Sony, Panasonic, etc., etc. Automotive, they proved that they are the king in the automotive for the entire world. You see a Toyota car, Nissan, Honda, all these things. Yes. So when you think about Japan, there are various things that are coming in our mind and flashing. And I'm sure, last but not the least, you are all still kids. You are all still childs. You are all still going and watching the TV and changing the channels to Ninja, Hattori, Doraemon, Shin-chan, Naruto, etc., etc., etc. Honestly, if you touch and tell me whether you are still watching this, I am sure 99% of you are watching and some of you are also addicted to watch this. Yes, it's true. Right. Okay, so let us look at what is the future prospects for all of us. Yes, sir. Can I go to the next screen, sir, please? Now, coming to the Indo-Japan relationship and the geography as a country, if you look at the population of the country, the population of the Japan is only 1/10 of India's population. 1/10. That means how many people are living in Japan? If you guess the population of India, any guess by anybody? It is 130 crores. So what could be the population of Japan? 13 crores. 13 crores. 1/10 of the population. 1/10 of the country's land size. 1/10 of the youngsters. Japan don't have a young population. If you go to Japan, the aging population 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, still living under 120 or more people. If you wanted to see more youngsters, teenagers, very difficult. For every 2 jobs, there is only 1 application coming in Japan. Very, very, very shocking news. As a whole country, as a whole economy, as a whole automotive giant, they need the young bloods to develop their country and economy further more and more. But it is missing today, which is a sign of a big threat for Japan's growing economy, which is a big problem of Japan. Today, Japan is facing a major problem. What is that problem? Manpower availability to work in Japan. As a result of this, what has happened? When I went to Japan in 2004, I was having a small kid. My daughter was that time, she was just 4 months baby, 3 to 4 months baby. We went there. I was surprised to hear that Japanese government wanted to give me 5,000 rupees every month. Why? I asked why. They said, you have a kid. You need to grow your kid. We are supporting. We wanted to support those who are having kids, those who are having babies. Because in our country, we don't have a population. Oh my God, that's a serious threat for Japan, isn't it? Yes. If you look at India, out of 130 crore population, we are 40% youngsters like you. 30 to 40% today are youngsters and youth like you. I am 45. According to Japan standard, I can also claim I'm still youth, because in Japan, the average life span is 85. Can you believe a person living healthily at the age of 85, 90 in Japan? No problem. They sustain by themselves. That is the kind of the geography it is. So we understand a small highland country which is having such a potential, a great opportunity to collaborate with India, looking forward to move successfully with a great partnership and win-win relationship. Let's go to the next screen. We talked about the Japan geography. What is that population and what is that opportunities, all these things. Now looking at this, it's a newspaper. It's a newspaper message. What this message conveys is about 3 lakh youths are required for Japan today from India. There is a government initiative by Government of Japan and Government of India, sign an agreement, sign a pact to hire 3 lakh youths in Japan from India. Wow, that's a great news for all of us. That's an excellent news. Not only that, engineers or graduates with the technical skill sets, freshers are getting 2.2 lakhs or 2.1 lakh fresh salary. What you get in India, 10,000 to 25,000 or 30,000, Japan provides 2 lakhs or 2.2 lakhs. Of course, the expenses in Japan are a little high comparatively. Yes, a person will spend for food, accommodation, and transportation for about 40 to 50,000. Still, when you get 2.2 lakhs, when you spend for about 50, 60, 70,000, you are able to save 1.4, 1.5 lakhs. You could send to your home 1 lakh per month. That's the kind of the potential. That is the message that gives. 3 lakh youths wanted, 2 lakh engineers wanted, given by the government of Japan news. This is the news in the government of Japan channels. This is the news published by Indian newspaper, Indian TV channels from the government of Japan. Yes, true. Out of 13 crore population in Japan, there are 4 to 5 crore people are in the age of retirement but still not retired because they must have to work for the country, otherwise the country will be shut down in one day. Why? Because they don't have people. They don't have the youngsters to come and work. 4 crores of the population at the age of 60 to 65 to 80 to 90, still they are working. Can you believe? At the age of 88, I had a colleague working in Japan. I was surprised. My God, in India, we don't exist at 88 because of the food habits, because of the lifestyle, because of so many other things. But Japanese are very, very, very disciplined for maintaining their health and managing their body and keeping the fit. In my company, I have a native Japanese working as a teacher from Japan. He is 82, still very energetic teacher from Japan. 82. Can you believe a teacher at the age of 82 actively, energetically teaching to the kids in India? And we both trained 250 people and sent them to Japan. All 250 are spread across all the places in Japan. Today, we have our students spread across the entire Japan. We have trained 1,400 and 1,500 students, and more than 1,000 students are placed in India. Yeah? Yes. Let's go to the next slide, sir, please. So we talked about the newspaper messages. This is also another newspaper message to talk about the Japan government and India government coming closer. Yes. Yes, sir. Next. Though Japanese government realizes Indian potential, Indian people potential, what is the bottleneck? What is the problem? What is the issue? The issue or the problem or the bottleneck is the language. Nobody in Japan speaks English. English is not an official medium. Japanese English is very, 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 very poor. They cannot speak English. Out of 13 crore population, I can count like only few lakhs of people can speak in English. Only 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs. Only that much. In a country of a 13 crore population, which is a global in nature, only few lakhs of the people are speaking in English. The rest of the entire population read, write, all documentations they write in Japanese. All the software that they develop are only in Japanese. All the medium of communication is only in Japanese. All the business meetings are happening only in Japanese. How do you work in such a country without Japanese? But Japanese are very emotional people. Japanese are very sentimental people. Japanese are very good, trustworthy people. And if they start believing you, they will live with you till they die. That's the kind of the Japanese relationship. So, from this, what we understand is that the emotional factor, the sentimental factor need to be broken. How do we break it? Either you make Japanese to speak English or you learn Japanese. Japanese are giving jobs to us. Japanese are giving work to us. So, when Japanese are coming to India, they also learn local languages. I know there are a lot of Japanese. They studied PhD Hindi. I have a Japanese friend who did PhD in Tamil. I have a Japanese friend who used to sing beautiful Kannada songs. He lived in Bangalore. So when they come to the country, they also learn our language. Similarly, when we wanted to go to their country, they expect that we need to learn their language. Yeah, of course, because all the documents are in Japanese, all the software is in Japanese, all the meetings are happening in Japanese, all the signboards outside the road, everywhere is in Japanese. So then how do you? All the menu in the restaurant, when you go and eat, you can't see anything. The menu itself is in Japanese. Even your day-to-day survival, you need to have some basic Japanese language required for country of Japan. If you have a Japanese, your salary is a double. I have a high witness from my own students. Amazon, Hitachi, Toshiba, Mitsubishi, all such companies are making, if your salary is 30,000, with Japanese, it is into 2. If your salary is 50,000, if with the Japanese, into 2. Same experience, same technical skill set. I am joining a company with the Japanese. My salary per month is 2 lakhs. Same experience, same skill set. My friend with the same experience, he joins in the company for 1 lakh per month, which means you have 1 lakh salary, your language has another 1 lakh salary, which is true. You can talk to our students who are there in Japan. You can talk to our students who are there in India. You wanted, we can connect. They can come and talk to you. We are not exaggerating. It's a fact. A lot of people who are jobless from my family approached me, and almost like 14 to 15 members in my family, after learning this language, are employed in Japanese companies in India and in Japan in a very sophisticated salaries and positions. Yeah, this field, Japanese field, people are not aware. You know, a lot of my students studying now in online are coming from where? They are all the relatives and friends of people living in Japan. A person living in Japan wanted to put his brother or sister or niece or nephew into the Japanese language course and pull them to Japan. All of them are referring their relatives to come and study Japanese because they know the potential, because they are earning lakhs and lakhs of salaries. Getting visa is not a big difficult. Getting visa is very easy. So, having said that, we agree that we have a challenge. Language is different, culture is different, technical is same. Let us, with the technical, let's also learn the language and the culture. Not for one project or two projects. You need to think about a long-term vision with Japan. Yes, India is a global growing economy hub today, proven to the Western world, especially America, that we are good in developing our softwares and delivering to the entire America. That is delivered to the entire globe. Everybody is using Microsoft. In the entire global, every single person who is using the PC is using the Microsoft Word or Excel. 60 to 70% of the people who developed that are Indians. Now, Japan is looking for 4 to 5 lakh engineers in the next 2 to 3, 4 years. Engineers, salary is this. But what they wanted is, they want us to get trained in N5, N4, N3, 3 levels of Japanese, and then with the engineering degree, have 1 or 2 years experience, or otherwise you come to Japan as a fresher, we are ready to give a job. Also, you need to have the basic speaking ability in Japanese, for which what we are doing is, in the 2021, March 26th, I am traveling to Japan with 25 students on a student visa to do a part-time study and a part-time job. For the part-time job, they earn 70,000, and for the part-time job, the part-time study, they pay some amount, and for the part-time job, they earn 70,000 Indian rupees equivalent per month. My God, part-time itself is 70,000 rupees. Then when if it is a full-time, it is 2 to 2.5 lakhs per month as a fresher. I'm taking 25 students in the month of March. They are all submitting all their visa papers, all the documentation. We have the deadline for another 22 days to submit all the papers for this program, for this project. By April 1st, you all will be there in Japan, this team. I'm taking all of them to go to my partner institution in Japan, college and university, and settle them with accommodation, food, where to buy groceries, where to go to do part-time job, everything. I'm going to stay with them for 10 days and make them in a comfort zone, then come back. So, entering into the student visa in Japan, earning while learning, and then entering into the work visa and getting 2.5 lakhs, one of the best route to enter into Japan. But there is an investment for this. There is a security deposit your parents or the sponsor should show for this. Sir, I have not that much capability to go to Japan. My financial condition is not so good. Never mind. Study in India 3 levels. Get a company here. Get 1 year experience. Then go to Japan. No need to invest any big money for going through Japan directly. But you need to invest something, your time and effort and money for studying this Japanese language for 3 levels. Sir, is it easy or tough to study Japanese language? So can you go to the next screen, sir, please? Our Indo-Japan relationship started way back 50 years before. The day when Suzuki came to India, joined with Maruti, made the #1 automotive company in entire India. You all know the story of Maruti Suzuki, which is a joint venture. This is one simple example. Another example, Honda came to Japan 38 years before. They collaborated with the Hero. A new baby is born that is called as Hero Honda. That was the second baby. And after that, there were 1,200 babies born. Today, 1,200 joint venture companies are there between India and Japan, right from nut and bolt manufacturing up to the big software giant. Yeah. So there are about 2,800 Japanese companies across India which are providing jobs for the engineers and non-engineers with Japanese language skill set. The relationship is evident from the Maruti Suzuki and Hero Honda. There are a lot of companies. But another good thing in Japanese market is Japanese companies are not confined only in the IT industry. Their arms are spread across IT, automotive, electronics, robots. You all know that robotic. Japan is the #1 robotic company. I was working with the #1 robotic company as my client. When I was working in Hitachi, my client was the Fanuc. Fanuc is the #1 robotic manufacturing company in the world from Japan. I know there are a lot of students who are very passionate about working in robotics and drones. Today we are talking about a Japanese drone manufacturer to come to India. You know what level of drone it is? A drone which is carrying the pesticides, biofertilizers in the tank and going and spreading the biofertilizer to the agricultural fields of 5 acres just in 1.5 hours. Just 1.5 hours, 5 acres of the agricultural land, pesticides are khatam. The biofertilizers are khatam, 2 hours. Such a beautiful automation happened in Japan because they don't have people. They don't have the workforce. This technology, these concepts are slowly coming to India because in India, people are becoming lazy. Because of that, we need to depend on the machines. We need to depend on the automation. Yeah, people are lazy in India, including myself, compared to my Japanese friends. You know why? I have never seen a country in my life, out of 6 countries I visited, a guy who runs in the morning to catch the time for the office. I was shocked to see that when I went to Japan in 2004. I was just wondering, morning 7:30, people are running in the morning. I was looking at why. Are they doing any jogging? Why they do jogging when they go to office? Then I asked my colleagues, Japanese friends who speak English, why you guys are running? They say that because why they run, they wanted to catch their office by 8:45 to 8:50. Within this 5 to 10 minutes, everybody will enter into the office. Such a punctuality, such a discipline. Forget about Japanese language. Forget about engineering. We need to learn all these life skills from Japanese. Do you agree with me? Yes. We need to learn all these things from Japanese. They are such a wonderful creatures in the world. They are such a wonderful people in the world. See, they are living with the discipline. You go and ask anybody in the world who is punctual in the entire world. Everybody can point to Japanese because their punctuality is not up to minutes, it is up to the seconds. You can notice me, I have been a living example for the last 17 years working with the Japanese and Japanese partners and the Japanese nationalities in Japan and in India. I lived in Japan for close to about 6 to 7 years. If you see me, if I want to enter into a meeting for 5 minutes or 10 minutes late, if I'm joining a meeting 5-10 minutes late, I feel that I did a crime of killing somebody. That's the kind of the feel I have. So not only the education, not only the opportunity, the culture is also fantastic. Very safe for the students, very safe for the girl students. Right. Can you go to the next screen, sir, please? Yeah, they are doing outsourcing market. As I told, they are into various fields, financial, banking, and manufacturing, electronics, electrical, automotive, IT. They are into various fields of manufacturing. They are the masters in the manufacturing. If any of the manufacturing experts are there in the group, you can point out the Japanese best practices of the manufacturing methodology. Do you know what is that? 5S, Kaizen, Total Quality Management, TQM. All these are the birthplace of the Toyota factory in Nagoya. Fantastic. Japanese are the quality people. They don't need a quality department. Everybody has got the blood with the quality, saying that you don't need to check others' work. You don't need to be having a quality department because your entire blood is quality to produce output. So, a typical example, you have a Samsung TV, you have a Sony TV. You go to shop. Your Sony TV is 1 lakh. Your Samsung TV is 75,000. The cost is 25,000 more. With that 25,000, you can buy another TV, low-end version of the another TV. You agree with me? Yes. Still, Many people buy Sony TV. Touch your heart and say, the cost is more, but still we buy. Why? That is the quality of Japan. People are going for Honda car. Why? They know it is costlier than the other cars. Honda is at 13.5 lakhs today. Go to Maruti Suzuki, you get a 6.5 lakhs or 7 lakhs. You go to Hyundai car, you get 8 lakhs, 8.5 lakhs. But still, people are going for 12.5 lakhs of the Honda City. That is because they feel it is worth of buying a quality product. Yeah? Let us make it in Make in India. We have a program called Make in India. We have kickstarted Make in India. Let's make like that. How can it be made it like that? It is not possible unless otherwise we follow, we merge, we work with the Japanese in a larger scale. That is why 3 lakh blue collar people are going to be sent from India to Japan. We have the license. We are one of the license holder in entire India for sending the blue collar people to Japan. Even if they don't have education, 10th standard, 12th standard, never mind. If they have an attitude of learning the Japanese basic language using their own mother tongue, then they get an opportunity to go to Japan to work for 1.3 lakhs per month. 1.3 lakhs per month with accommodation. They give accommodation, they give 1.3 lakhs. What more you want? But Japanese wanted hard-working people. Japanese wanted the sincere people. Japanese wanted no excuse. People, we are good in asking excuse. Why you are late? Bus late. Why you are late? Train late. Why you are late? It is late. So we get a lot of excuse. So this kind of things are not there in Japan. And they also expect that we should not carry such excuses with the Japanese market. Right? Okay, next sir, next sir. So there are a lot of technology trends. I'm sure that most of you are engineers, very few maybe non-engineers. And if you see the technology trends, IoT, Internet of Things, robotic process automation, all these are electronics and the computer science field. And if you go to mechanical, Creo, CATIA, ProE, ANSYS, Unigraphics, SolidWorks, every tool, every design tool has got an opportunity in Japan. Mechanical engineers are wanted in a huge numbers. Automotive engineers are wanted in huge numbers. Electronics embedded engineers are wanted in huge numbers. VLSI electronics engineers are wanted in huge numbers. Chip manufacturing engineers are wanted in huge numbers. IT software engineers are wanted in huge numbers. That is a key technology trends today. Yes? Okay, next sir. Okay, so these are all the locations where the company, the Japanese companies is spread across. Delhi, number 1, and comes to Mumbai and Pune together, number 2. Then we have Bangalore and Chennai, number 3. Then we go to Kolkata. So these are all the majority of the Japanese companies spread across. I said there are 2,800 Japanese companies that are available in India. Like what? Like Toshiba, Mitsubishi, Toyota, Honda, Yamaha, Nissan. A lot of companies are there, not only automotive, there are a lot of companies are there. Yes, sir, next. So the companies are spread across north to south, east to west. That's the beauty of the Japanese companies. Now, let us come to, yes, sir, next, sir. Now, let us come to why we should learn this Japanese language and how to study this, where to study this, how to study this. When you learn this Japanese language, you get a scholarship to go to Japan, 100% free scholarship. You can go and study in Japan for no cost. Trust me, believe me, I have a lot of students who went to Japan with a zero cost investment. What they did, they studied the Japanese language. In Japan, we got, in the last couple of years, we got around 50 to 60 students admission. We also do that higher education admissions for the students. So what actually matters here is, when our students writing the emails to Japan professors, that mail itself is going in Japanese language. So a well connection has happened. Your first impression is the best impression. A well connection, a well good connectivity happened the moment you write a mail in Japanese. Whether you know how to write it or not, we teach you, we learn, we make you to write the Japanese email. That is the first step. The second step, there is a scholarship called Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India scholarship, that is called MEXT scholarship. Yes, that is a MEXT scholarship. Japan's cost of living is little high and the income is also high. You earn 2.5 lakhs. You spend 50, 60,000 as a bachelor. As a family, 1 lakh. You still save 1 lakh. It's more than enough. If a person save 1 lakh as a 1 or 2 years experienced person to go to Japan, what more you want? You can earn in 5 years your own apartment, your own building, your own car, your own land to do farming, everything you can build in just 5 years of your income in Japan. Like in America, like in Europe. But what is the problem with America and Europe today is America is closing the doors for Indians. America is not much encouraging to receive more Indians. You know why? Because already Indians have gone to America and they are flooded with a lot of people to the extent that the American vice president is from India today. Right? So America, Europe are all closing down. I would like to tell one case study that one student came to me and he was trying to go to Australia and to do the masters in environmental engineering or something. And his fees, tuition fees was roughly about 10 to 12 lakhs per annum in Australia. So 2 years, 24 lakhs. He didn't have any scholarship. He was ready to go to Australia, 24 lakhs total budget. He came to us, he studied Japanese, we connected to Japanese universities. Can you guess me how much we would have positioned him to Japan for university? Same level of university, 4 lakhs per annum, totally 8 lakhs for 2 years. His higher education is over. He joined a company in Japan for 2 lakhs. In 4 months, his return on investment is done. That's it. So scholarships are available. You need to avail the scholarships. Even if you don't get the scholarship, this is the kind of the case. Now you may be thinking about, sir, you told about a 1 year Japanese language studying going. For 1 year Japanese language, they don't provide scholarship. For 2 years, yes, they give scholarship. And for 2 years, yes, there are different kind of scholarship in Japan. One is the government of Japan scholarship by MEXT. Other one is the university provides a scholarship from the university funding. The third one is the companies which are collaborated with those universities are giving the scholarship for the students. 3 routes of the scholarships are available to study UG or PG or PhD or a postdoctoral scholar. We sent people for UG. After +2, they went. We sent people for PG. After their undergraduate, they went. If you have any of your relatives or friends or youngsters who wanted to go to Japan with scholarship, please ask them, motivate them, get the scholarship, go to Japan. After +2, study without any expenses. Japanese professor in Tokyo University, I met him in this February. He was telling that Indians are very poor using our fund. China, Vietnam, Philippines are brilliantly using the fund which is allocated for the foreign students. No, we are not aware of it. We are not aware of it. You go and spread the awareness. Now that I'm talking to close to about 100 of you, you go and talk to 4 or 5. So it becomes like a 4,000 or 400 or 500. Each one of you go and talk to 100 people. Hundreds and hundreds of people you multiply. Let India flourish with the fund from Japan. Let Indian students flourish from the growth of the Japan economy. Let India and Japan collaborate in a big way, in a good way, to make a great win-win situation. Possible. Yes. I will tell you one internship which is available. Not many of the people are aware of this internship. 10 days internship program by government of Japan, given to school students, given to college students. The internship name is called Sakura Science Program, SSP. 10 days, a student can enjoy going to Japan and stay there for 10 days at the cost of the government of Japan. No need of paying any money, flight ticket, everything is given by government of Japan. How many of you are aware of it? How many institutions are aware of it? Or how many institutions are taking the initiative for such a programs? No, I don't think so. Because I know personally, there are 10,000 people is available in Japan. Only 200 students have used this by the Tokyo professor who is in charge. 9th I was there during the Corona peak time. I returned back only on March 14, and after I returned back to Chennai airport, in just 4 days, every airport are closed. Miraculously escaped in just 4 days. I was there in Japan. This time I took a very different initiative. I took 20 agricultural farmers from India to Japan in the entire history and the lifetime of entire India and Japan. This is the first time 20 farmers traveled from India to Japan together and learned their natural farming, agriculture, organic farming, and then I sent them back to India. I was staying there for 14 days to work on my education, my employment, and my all other programs. At that time, my professor, the funding utilization, he was asking me, Keke-san, they call san for respect, Mr. The professor was asking me, Keke-san, why don't you go and take a bigger initiative and send at least 300, 400, 500 people from your side? I said, yes. If you're ready to support, I'm ready to support you. So I told him that, yes, I'm going to work on this project, let's work. Whether there is a benefit for my company or not, let the youngsters get benefit out of it. I'll spare some time for this. So let us think through all these programs and then make use of it. Can we go to the next scene, please? Yes, coming to this core part of this discussion today, Japanese language proficiency test. It is a government of Japan certificate. N5 is the basic first level, beginner level. N4, N3, N2, N1. N1 is like a graduation level. If you want to get a job in Japan, minimum 3 levels you should pass. Not only pass, you should have a good communication spoken up to that 3 level. Only then you can travel to Japan. What is failing across India today is that everybody is certified but not able to speak. It is something like in South Indians, we people are certified in Hindi, Madhyama, Prathamik, blah, blah, this, that, everything. But when we go and talk to somebody in Hindi, no, nothing works out. There is a proverb, we say, and the short form of for a proverb is bookworm. We are all bookworm. Every Japanese understood Indians are bookworm, which means you give a book to an Indian, he will pass 95% mark. If you ask him to do practically, he will fail. We have to break this barrier. We have to break this pattern, what Japanese are thinking. Why they are telling all this is, we are good in certifying, passing the exam, but we are not able to speak in the interview in Japanese. They will be asking 10 to 15 questions in the interview. If you are not able to answer those questions, then how could you travel to Japan? Where your meeting is going to be like a 2 hours, you are going to sit in the which the session is Japan. Yeah, right. Learning a foreign language, or learning an additional language, especially Japanese, which is the highest monetization. Many people are thinking and asking, sir, German is also there, Japanese is also there, French is also there, Spanish is also there. Why you are asking about Japanese? Because Japanese is the language which can get you good returns. Japanese is the language which can monetize heavily. Japanese is one language where you can be the king in Japanese company and raising the India's flag. They like our culture. Japanese love the Indian culture because it is almost our culture, Japanese culture. We bow to the feet, they bow. They bow their body and we bow the body, not only the body, we bow and go up to the feet of the elders. Many of your mind said, no sir, we are not going and bowing. That is the culture of India. Man, that is the culture of India. We have to go and get the blessings of the elders. We have to go and get the blessings from the father, mother, grandfather, grandmother, everybody, elders. I see this culture is very good in North India. In South India, this culture is degrading, which is very, very bad. In North India, still people are bowing the feet of the elders. Anytime when they visit, they just go and they bow and they get the blessings. Yeah, which is a good culture there. This culture has to be there across India. That is our culture. And Japanese are bowing for introduction. They bow like this, they introduce. So, Japanese language proficiency test, JLPT, happening in India, almost all cities. Every city, this exam is happening once in 6 months, like a semester exam. You have to study. You can study 1, 2, 3, all levels, and you can write one stretch. It's possible. But you can write one by one also. It's up to you. If you cover N5, N4 together in 6 months, you can write. To write N4, you don't need to pass N5. To write N3, you don't need to pass any levels. You can jump into any level and write and get your certification passed. That's the funda of this JLPT. Who conducts this exam? Government of India, Government of Japan, through Embassy of Japanese Consulate in India. This exam is happening more than 80 countries across the globe. Wherever Japanese business, Japanese factories, Japanese companies are there, it is happening. And we are all blessed. India has got 2,800 companies from Japan. But there are countries where they only have few companies, like 20, 30 companies present in their country. So this itself indicates that Japan identified India as the talent hub. Japan identified India as the potential for the talent hub. Yes, we are the manufacturers of engineers. When I was studying, we had only 38 colleges in the entire state of Tamil Nadu. Today, how many colleges we have? I don't know, 500, 600, 700. I think it's growing every day by day. Engineering colleges are growing, but knowledges are degrading. So we need to have the quality engineers. We need to have the value-added people for the country, for the Indo-Japan relationship. Yes, next slide, sir. Next. Okay, language learning. The beauty of this Japanese language is the grammar is the same pattern with all Indian languages. The subject-object-verb, the pattern of subject-object-verb is the same in all the languages. I go to Japan in English. It is SVO. I go to Japan. SVO. When you go to Hindi or in any Indian languages, Tamil, Malayalam, Kannada, or any languages, it is SOV. You name it, you translate this word called I go to Japan. When you say this, मैं Japan जाता हूँ. Am I correct? I'm sorry if my Hindi is poor Hindi. मैं Japan जा रहा हूँ. मैं Japan जा रहा हूँ. So the pattern of the language is same. In a way, culture is same. The pattern of the language is same. What we need to learn is the vocabulary. If you learn more vocabulary, you can make it easily. Next, sir. Sir, may I request how many more minutes I have, or because I need to wind it up? Hello? Sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir. You're audible.
Okay. So how many more minutes I have? May I request the organizers to check? Can I take 10, 15 more minutes?
Yes, sir, sure.
Okay, thank you, sir. So the Japanese language pattern is also almost the same with our language. It is ulta in English, but it is the same here. Next, sir. Next, sir. So there are three scripts: hiragana, katakana, and kanji, which we will go deeper when we learn the language. So now there are a lot of go to the next 10. No, there are a lot of engineering institutions are taking initiatives, but the initiative that is taken across the colleges need to be more focused, need to be more persistent, need to be more consistent, need to start at the second year itself, need to go for one has to go from 3 levels. When they come out of the final year, if they have 3 levels, they become like a hot cake for the market. The jobs are not, they don't need to go and hunt the jobs. The jobs will hunt this kind of a candidates. Okay, so this is about the collaborations which are happening in engineering colleges. Okay, can you go to the next one, sir? So the language, how people are, getting trained across India, though it is a very less compared to China and other countries. So we all need to think about this and try to see and improve the situation across the country. Can you go to the next slide, sir? Very important slide where our students are placed today. This is only a sample list. The list goes endless now because there are a lot of companies coming now asking for people with the Japanese language. The demand is very high. The supply is very less, which means they are asking 100 and 200 students where we are able to give only 10, 20, 30 like that. Even though we trained 1,500 students so far and placed all of them who are successfully completed at least 2 or 3 levels, we are still finding hard to fulfill the Japanese companies' demand because there is a huge demand which is coming from all over the places. You can see a lot of American companies are also there. What American companies are doing in Japanese market is that these companies are also present in Japan where they are operating it out. For example, Amazon. Amazon is there in Japan also. The entire website of Amazon is in Japanese. The entire content is in Japanese. So people who understand the Japanese language only can work in the Amazon Japan project from India. Amazon Japan project are happening from Chennai, Bangalore, and Hyderabad. Hitachi is happening across India from Delhi, Gurgaon, and Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, all the places. And Toshiba, Mitsubishi is happening across all the places. Like that, if you see the companies, they are present here. So a lot of things are happening in the placement segment. A lot of things are required more. Can you go to the next slide, sir? This one slide.
Sir, you're on mute.
So this one particular slide talks about a great inspiration for me to any time, because as our organizer, Mr. Anil, was talking about the introduction, we actually trained 50 physically challenged people, and all of the 50 physically challenged engineering graduates are placed today, and some of them have traveled up to Japan. This one particular slide should be an inspiration for the entire youth of India. Forget about Japanese or whatever it is. See a girl who is polio attacked coming in the tricycle every day. Without the tricycle, she cannot move around anywhere. When this girl takes a time to do some additional value add program for her own career, why not you? Why not you? Do you think today completing an engineering you will fetch a great job? No, never. Do you think if you become an engineering graduate, that means you can take a flight and travel to America tomorrow? No, it doesn't happen that way. You need to do a value added things for your career. What is different compared to others? What is the great skill that you have to hire you? What is the unique about your skill? What is unique about your character to hire you? As a recruiter, when I was part of the HCL, I used to travel for the campus interviews for various institutions. We ask all these questions. What is difference? What is, you score 80%, 90%? Do you think this is sufficient? No. What is an additional skill? Do you have a good communication skill? Yes, we want you. Do you have a good flexibility to study more and more? Yes, we want you. Are you very adjustable person, ready to travel anywhere within India? Yes, we want you. If you are saying that, sir, my mom is there, I cannot leave my mom, sir. Sir, I have some problem that my family is running this. Sir, I have some issues, so I don't want to go out of my town. I am very particular about working only in this field. All this demand today you cannot put. You can put this demand only after you gain some experience. Then you go at a company and then put the demands. But as a fresher, you cannot put any demand today. You can only get what is available today and stabilize your life in 1-2 years, and then you put a demand, then things will fall in your place. But if you are putting as a fresher all the demands, you will be fresher for another 10 years till you get marriage. Okay, next slide, sir. So there are a lot of testimonials that we have. We wanted to show that. Next, sir. These are all the an auto rickshaw driver daughter. She's the daughter of an auto rickshaw driver who is living in Chennai. Her father is still driving an auto rickshaw now, and she studied with us N5, N4, N3. She went to Japan, and she is an employee of a company called SAP. I don't know how many of you are knowing this company called SAP, which is a German company, and she is having closely around 4 lakhs per month in Japan. She's able to save 2 lakhs per month. She's an electrical engineering. Sir, I am an electrical engineering. Can I do electronics job? Why not? Sir, I'm an electronics engineering. Can I do a software job? Why not? I'm in a mechanical engineering. Can I do this job? Why not? Next. This boy is a single parent boy, only mom. This boy went through the channel I told, the 1-year education visa. The coming March, I'm going to take 25 students. I took this student to Japan in that scheme, and today he is working in one of the Japanese company, topmost company, and earning around 3 lakhs per month. His name is Gautam. He is a civil engineer, but he's not working in the civil engineering field. He is working in the software field. Okay, so that is where it was demanded when he went to Japan. He completed N5, N4, N3 here. He went to Japan and he completed N2 in Japan. Then he got a job. Now his life is settled. He is making his brother, who is a mechanical engineer. Now his brother is my student. Now this boy is trying to pull his brother to Japan for the same education route. See, if you want to go to education visa for 15 months, 1 year, initially you need to spend roughly about 5 lakhs. If you have 5 lakhs ready to spend for your life, then we can send you to Japan in the month of April. That 5 lakhs you will have to pay to Japan institution, not to anybody here. Please remember that. So this boy went through that route and then he got the job there. I was not happy that he wanted to go to Japan because he has to pledge his mom's entire jewel to go to Japan. I was against for it. But this boy actually motivated me, saying that, sir, I have confidence. Please send me to Japan. I can get back all my mom's jewel. Please trust me. Please believe me. I will do that. See, sometimes the juniors, students, youngers can inspire the seniors also. So he's an inspiration for me. Because of him, I was able to send 25 to 30 students after him. Now, all the 25 to 30 students in Japan are in a good position. Because of him, there are 25 to 30 people gone after this who made their life successfully sailing in their career path. Next. Yeah, she's an arts and science graduate. She's not an engineer. I wanted to tell that it's not only the engineers who can do that and fly in high colors. There are a lot of arts and science graduates today. They study Japanese. They become interpreters. They become translators. They become linguistic experts. They also earn as good as an engineer. They also grow as good as an engineer. That is what this slide talks about for this girl, Preeti. Next slide. Right. So next slide. So that's all I wanted to cover. We have covered almost like, testimonials, the Japanese language and the career opportunity kind of companies and a lot more areas. I'm sorry, I would have missed something, which is your expectation. If that is so, please feel free to unmute and ask me any kind of questions. Now the platform is open for all of you to ask any kind of questions. So with that, I would like to wind it up. And thanks for this great opportunity. And thanks for all the organizers who made this wonderful session with all the young minds, igniting the minds to do something value add for their life. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Karunanidhi, for your detailed and valuable inputs with regard to Japanese language and the related career prospects. Definitely, this would have motivated and aroused an interest in for Japanese language. I'm sure this workshop has benefited the students, and students, in order to have a better understanding and clarity, we throw this floor open for question and answer sessions. Request you students to make the best of it. So with this, and students, if you have any queries or any doubts, you can kindly post them on the chat box, so I can unmute yourself and ask these questions, please.
Thank you for all the comments that I've seen. Some comment from Vatan Singh and Nishal and others. Thank you so much for all your comments. I'm happy to see some of you commenting on Japanese also. Arigato gozaimasu, sensei. Thank you, Akash. Thank you so much. And somebody put, thank you so much. It was really a very good session. Thank you so much for your kind words. I don't know your name. It's displayed as a Redmi. Thank you. Any other questions? Arigato, sir, from Nishal. Thank you, Nishal, for your. Harshita B, thank you, sir. Thank you. Kachit Pal, good inspiration to youth. Thank you for your kind words. Could you talk about work life in accordance with the age, seniority, and work hierarchy? Okay, good question from Al-Saba Afshi. Thank you for this question, Afshi, and I would like to take this and give an answer for this. Could you talk about work life in accordance with the age, seniority, and work hierarchy? Yes, in Japan, work-life balancing is required because people do a lot of work, hard work, and they work more than what is required, and they sit in office and they are dedicated for the work. And if you ask a Japanese, do you need a work or do you need a family? They will say they need a work. This is very bad from the Japanese side. They should balance the family and the work. At the same time, they will not force us to do like that. So they know that Indian culture is family first, then only work. For the family, we may shift the jobs, but we never shift the family. That is our culture. But Japanese work, work, work. So work life, and according to the seniority, they actually value the age. But now the trend is slowly changing because of the global culture. Because in Japan, in olden days, if an MBA graduate who is very smart, who is very good, who is extremely good talented person, cannot become a CEO of the company so easily. Like we have a Sundar Pichai who become a CEO, is an Indian, and if Sundar Pichai would have landed in Japan, they will see a lot more to accept him as a CEO because of the age. Because at the young age, they don't actually promote. But now the situation is changing because of the global nature. Earlier it was true. Yes, the question that Afshi was asking was very valid and good question, because earlier the situation was totally different. Now it is slowly getting changed and coming to the global atmosphere kind of an environment. Okay, Vishnu Jiva ji, thank you, sir. It was a wonderful session. Thank you so much, Jiva ji. Yavar Hussain, sir, how much time it can take to clear N2 and approach to learn from basics to advanced? For N5, full-time means 3 months, part-time means 6 months for N5. Similarly, for N4, full-time means 3 months, part-time means 6 months. When I say full-time, you are dedicating your time fully into it. When I say part-time, you study the college and then you do this program. Okay, and N5, N4, N3 will take about 1 year, and N2 will take about another 1 year. So if you look at it, this is like kind of an MBA program. But I still recommend that this N2 has got much higher value than MBA in terms of the career growth, in terms of the elevations, in terms of the salary, in terms of the package, earning, everything. Okay. I hope I have clarified your answer, Hussein. And Yash Agarwal, good motivational and inspirational seminar I gained, which was new to me. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Agarwal. And is there any other way to go to Japan other than study visa? Watan Singh. Watan Singh, your question is there any other way to go to Japan other than study visa? Yes. You can complete 3 levels and you can join a Japanese company or an Indian company in India in Japanese project and work for 1 or 2 years, then you are ready to go. If you have anybody like that, please tell me. I'll work it out for those people in 2021, because we are planning for the first and second quarter around 100 people in the 2021. So 3 levels of Japanese with the 2 years of experience in India with the Japanese project. That's the criteria to go to Japan other than study visa. That will be the work visa. That will be the work visa. Kachit Paul, sir, how to contact you? Please contact our organizers and our institutions. We are with the team. We are a single team. We are working together. And please contact the organizers who have done this wonderful job. And you will be getting further communication with us. Okay. Akshab Afshi, will the higher education in Japan be in English or in Japan, or the textbook in Japanese or English? What about the teacher-student interaction? Will it be in English? Fantastic question. I think Afshi should be very matured person. I don't know whether he or she is a professor or anybody from the teaching side, but all the questions are very fantastic questions. In Japan, higher education by the top institutions are given to the foreign international students. There are about 12 to 15% are allotted for the foreign nationals. And the medium of instruction is in English. The exam that you are going to write is also in English. The textbook that is given to you is also in English. However, the interaction of the teacher and the student will also be in a broken English, because in Japan, the professor cannot speak a good English. Cannot speak a good English. So what happens is, the teacher speak in a broken English, the student understand what they speak, and the student eventually learn the Japanese along with them. So that becomes a part of benefit for the student also, because he understands the Japanese also. However, it is not mandatory that you should do the in Japanese medium. However, there is a scholarship which is the highest scholarship for entire Japan, provided by government of Japan. If you finish N5, N4, N3, N2 in India, and if you apply for a scholarship, that is also a mixed scholarship of the topmost, you will be eligible if you get the scholarship. You will be eligible to get monthly 1.6 lakhs Indian equivalent rupees. 1.6 lakhs. And then, if you go through that scholarship, you should study in Japanese medium of PG, post-graduation or PhD. Because you are already qualified N5, N4, N3, N2 in Japanese. Hence, studying in Japanese medium is not a big deal for you. So, Japanese government wanted to motivate more foreigners to study Japanese. Hence, they are giving 1.6 lakhs per month. I hope I'm clarified your question, Mr. Halsaba.
Thank you, Mr. Karunanidhi, for answering all the queries to the point. And hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Please. Sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much for this wonderful session of question and answers and resolving the queries. Students, we would be sharing the assessment link post the submission of this assessment. Participation certificates would be available online. And once again, on behalf of ICERT, I would like to thank Mr. Karunanidhi for sharing his career journey and inspiring our students. We also take this opportunity to thank all our coordinators for their extended help and support. Last but not the least, we'd like to thank all our students for the participation. And students, we have already posted the feedback form. Kindly submit it as soon as possible, because once that's done, the participation certificates will be available. Thank you all, and wish you all a happy Diwali once again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you all the lovely and wonderful, energetic students. Catch you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you very much. Bye.